Now, I've been chomping at the bit for weeks to bring this game to you guys. I've been so excited to cover it, and I am very
Entrust
pleased.
your noble soul to your sword.
Are you serious? You just totally stole my thunder. Is that how we're gonna do this? That wasn't cool, man. Anyway, obviously, we're talking about Soul Calibur. I'm very excited.
The cry of the earth is carried by the wind.
Get it, man, all right? We know. Stop it. So here it is.
Soul Calibur 4.
What he said.
This will be my third Soul Calibur game.
I've played every Soul Calibur. I've owned all of them.
I played them from 1 to 4, and I'd say 4 is an upgrade.
Well, I think Soul Calibur was the evolution, and I think 4 is really the refinement period. Everything else was kind of just a tryout.
The series continues to hold its own as its own genre of fighter.
Everything about it is just that much better, but it's missing certain things here and there, but at the same time, it's got the right things put in it, so they're all on the same level.
How's the single-player story mode? Not the Tower of Lost Souls, but just the regular story mode.
I think it's incredibly short.
Too short, too dull, nothing, no detail. It's kind of plain.
It's about 5 quick stages, and it goes by a little quick, but Tower mode overall is what you're going to be playing for a while.
The Tower of Lost Souls is, they pit you up against like 2 or 3 different opponents, and they'll do them like one after another.
Well, I think the Tower of Lost Souls is kind of a mix of like a mission mode from Soul Calibur 3 and survival mode. In the beginning, you can only ascend up this Tower of Lost Souls.
Going up the tower, you can unlock certain items to create a character. Once you hit 20 floors, you can descend, and it's survival mode. It's just non-stop.
Tower mode overall is one of the more fun ones.
I noticed they threw some new stuff in there also with being able to switch between 2 characters, and I really like that, but if they're gonna put something sweet like that, why not put it in the versus mode, you know? How come I can't do that with my friends? That's limiting an awesome thing.
I think it's a welcome addition. I would like to see it in future installments.
What can you tell me about the character creation?
I'd say out of anything that they've added, I've enjoyed the character creation the most, especially because it's letting me experiment with characters I wouldn't really play with so much because I can make them look however they want.
I like the fact that you could even customize already existing characters.
I made, an Astaroth that looks like me with a nice big pompadour, and he's got a big squeaky hammer and a black t-shirt and blue jeans, which is, my kind of standard, mode of dress. So I've got me up there,
10 different Nightmares, 10 different Siegfrieds, 10 different Mitsurugis, all looking different.
I managed to make myself a nice Ronald McDonald character. I got the Shredder up there with the Voldo claws and everything.
I just felt like the characters that you created in 3 just seemed so out of place, and like they were toned down graphics-wise, but now it definitely looks a lot better. The costumes and everything, there's so much more detail, and I really enjoy it.
We've never had online for Soul Calibur. We finally got it. How do you think it stacks up?
I've played about 6 online matches. 5 of the people use Siegfried. Here's the thing that kind of bothered me is lag issues.
Lag like crazy.
It's like, just jamming buttons and then connection error.
I've noticed it just a little bit, but, by the time 3 in the morning comes around, it's just like, it all kind of blends together. So it hasn't affected me, but I could see how it could affect somebody who's really, really focusing on the timing.
Could dampen it, but that's what having friends is for, I suppose.
Tell me a bit about armor damage and the critical finish.
So the way that the armor works out now is not cosmetic. It's actually 3 different levels. You have your high, mid, and low armor. And if you hit it for a certain period of time, the armor breaks, and the health can be taken away a little bit quicker. And that's a really good addition because now you actually buy advanced armor for a reason. It's not all about cosmetics anymore.
And as for the critical finishes, that's something that concerned me at first.
I think people complained early on that it was like, why is this even needed? And that it would be too easy to pull off, but I play with my friends and I haven't even used it once. It doesn't really detract from the gameplay, and when you actually do see it or when it actually pulls off, it's kind of like, it was very satisfying.
How do you feel about them putting the Star Wars characters in the game at all?
Just like Heihachi's and Spawn and Link, it feels awkward.
I think it's great. I think it's cool that they're, doing a cross-genre thing.
I think they tend to fit in a little better because of their mode of fighting with the lightsabers. And Darth Vader himself feels like he's been in the game the entire time, the way he fights.
Well, I like the Apprentice. He's just crazy, cool, young, and new.
It was definitely a change of pace, and I like it. Even though it feels out of place, it's like you just do it anyway because if you're a fan of it, you'll love it.
Now, I gotta ask, I've asked everybody, tell me about the boobs.
All right, well, they're bouncing pretty well in high definition.
Not to be too immature about it, but I think it's totally awesome.
There's supposed to be something inside those weapons they're using, or the secret of the Soul Calibur is that, you know, when you touch it, your breasts get 1 cup size bigger or something.
I hope that only holds true to the female characters.
I'd hate to see Mitsurugi with the D cup up in there. That would just be embarrassing for him.
Is this a game that you think you can rent, or is this one that you have to buy?
I know I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna have friends over all the time playing it too. So it's definitely a buy for me.
You can rent it, but I'm pretty sure whoever rents the game will probably want to buy it.
I think this is definitely a buy situation because it's so deep. And rent it for 5 days, you're really not getting the meat and potatoes of the game when it comes to online and customization and the different modes. So yeah, I would say it's a buy.
It's worth it. You'll get your money's worth.
I gotta buy it. I really do.
Yeah, it's a definite buy with all the new features. It's a definite buy.
You can do both. Rent it first, then buy it later.
Baloney. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a perfect game, what would you give Soul Calibur 4?
Like 8.5, somewhere around there.
I suppose I'd have to give it an 8.
I'd give it a 9, just because, take 1 point off, just because from the endings I saw for the characters, it seemed really kind of bland.
It's a 8.59 because it was lacking a storyline. If the storyline was as good as the other ones or a little better than that, then it would have gotten a 10.
I'll give it a 9.
9.
9.
I would definitely say a 9 out of 10. I always thought the first Soul Calibur was perfect. That it seems right enough to give it a 9 out of 10.
What's a show that gives you a voice?
Gamer Reaction.